Okay, you got the official speech, but I tell you, put it away.
Но я скажу, где-то поставьте рядом.
And read it later, maybe at lunch with friends, or you can take it at home and just read it
Читайте
carefully.
позже, берите дома, давайте кошку и так далее.
Now, has everybody got a single page like this?
У вас есть тоже эта страница, которая какая-то одинокая, грустная?
Have you got it?
Да, тоже. They
do? Okay, yes. Perfect. So, keep it, because you'll need it in some minutes, okay? So,
берегите очень бережно, потому что после этого будет какой-то сюрприз с этой страницей.
Okay. So, I invented for you a game I want to play. I want to play with you. Actually, basically, sorry, just a second. Basically, my idea of seminars is to interact with people. Today we got a small problem with language, because I don't speak Russian, I speak Ukrainian. English is not my native language, and I cannot speak Sicilian, but Crystal will help me.
Yes. Сегодня Джованни придумал специално для вас интерактивная игра, так что он будет очень счастлив, чтобы вместе играли на это.
Okay. So, I guess all of you guys who work in the business are familiar with predictions about the future of advertising. Do you?
Потому что все вы в рекламной индустрии, вы знакомы с это предсказание будущей рекламы. Знакомы?
Yes, right. Usually, all we have to do is to wait for the next guru to come over and tell us something about the future of our job.
Мы всегда ждем, чтобы пришел следующий гуру, кто сказал нас что-то о будущей рекламе.
So, this is why I call the Adstradamus game, like Nostradamus, you're familiar with it, I'm sure.
И поэтому это Адстрадамус, как Нострадамус, или Рестрадамус, если перевести на русском.
So I thought it was nice to make a game out of it. Yuri, these are the rules of the game.
Это правила игры.
It's easy to play. Of course, the topic is advertising in the mature markets, but with a slightly different approach.
Значит, это подход будет как-то не так. Да. Okay. I didn't manage to translate, but
we
it's only between us.
Okay, so ready to go. And we go with prophecy number 1. It's called infotech advertising.
Это первое предсказание инфотехническая реклама.
Okay, from information technology, right? It was 1994 when a study from some American scholars came out, and this was the prophecy, you see? In the place of traditional mass media advertising, a new communications environment is developing around an evolving network of new media, which is high capacity, interactive, and multimedia. The result is a new era of producer-consumer interaction.
Значит,
sounds like.
Да, 94 год сказали, на место традиционная реклама придет что-то новое, интерактивное, мультимедиа, и это результат будет потребительская интеракция.
So, according to these scholars, by 2010, thanks to the spreading of information and communication technologies, that advertising, as we know it, will become obsolete, old.
И 2010 год уже реклама будет устарела.
Which means no more good old 30-second commercial, big posters, spread pages, spread page ads.
И не будут наружки, ролики, телевизионные и так далее.
The catchphrase for them is time to connect to the new consumer through new personal media.
И тогда придет време, когда му будем искать нового потребителя с помощью новые медии.
So this is actually the new communication scheme.
Да, это новая коммуникационная схема.
Interactive television,
Интерактивное телевидение,
personal digital assistant,
персонални дигитални системи,
digital video recorder,
дигитални видеомагнитофони,
mobile internet.
мобилна интернет.
I think advertising people and media people in particular will need to change their views and their approaches to commercial communication according to this prophecy.
И с точки зрения это предсказание мы должны как-то менять коммуникацию.
Advertisers will be able to connect with each single consumer and deliver their ultimate special offer directly on his or her hands, or probably their brain.
Реклама должна искать каждого индивидуального потребителя.
There you go. So when infotech advertising will rule, agencies might become obsolete too.
И поэтому у нас нет традиционной рекламы, и тоже не будут рекламни агенции.
And we are just less than 5 years away from that.
И ние уже 5 лет до конца рекламного мира.
According to them.
Да.
So, guys, get ready. But otherwise, it looks scary in a way. But I would say yes. But.
Это страшно как-то, но все-таки.
I think it's time to give a closer look to this idea.
И поэтому надо как-то внимательно посмотреть на то, что происходит, более критическая точка зрения.
And we should take into consideration some facts.
И поэтому у нас мы сейчас анализируем какие-то из фактов действительности.
Okay, fact number 1.
Первый факт.
Younger people seem to be the real heavy user of digital devices, such as computers, mobile phones, consoles, etc. I mean, PlayStation and,
So, молодые люди използват очень активно все это мобильные связи, компьютеры и так далее.
And we know that young people are media and advertising savvy. I mean, they know the game.
Мы думаем, что они знают, как ведется игра.
So they're not really the kind of people easy to get involved by one-to-one communication tactics. Did you get it?
Да. Значит, они... Could you repeat
again? It's not easy to get them involved in one-to-one communication.
И это потому, что они очень хорошие как коммуникаторы и так далее. Это трудный сегмент для коммуникация, которая одному к одному, извините за перевод.
And most of all, they're not really the people with the strongest purchasing power.
И они не люди, у которых есть деньги. Не уходите, не уходите.
Can I go to...
No, because there's two escapes, so I said some dirty words for them.
Okay. So we go to fact number 2.
Второй факт.
So according to the European Commission, education, age, and income remain the most important areas in the European digital divide.
Според Европейская комисия, это образование это самое важное.
Which means that probably 2010 is too early for the digital revolution to be completed.
2010 эта дигитальная революция не будет осуществлена, как думали.
More, a British telecom survey forecasts that 1/3 of the British population will be at risk of digital exclusion by 2025.
British Telecom делали какое-то изследвание, они увидели, что 1/3 будет не будут използват дигитално оборудване и так далее. Они будут аутсайдери с этой дигиталной технологией.
And more now, let's come to my country. According to the Italian Publisher Association, it's a survey released on April 2005, which means 1 month ago. The 45% of the Italian population doesn't even know how to use a computer.
Според Всеиталианская рекламная асоциация, 45% они не знают как использовать компьютерные технологии. В България это 80%. In Bulgaria it's 80%.
Yes, but still we are the country of Celentano and Berlusconi, so we got some chances too.
And we are the country of Bulgarian umbrella.
Okay. So we go up to fact number 3.
Трети факт.
We all know that in developed countries, the birth rate is dramatically decreasing.
Это в развитые государства уровень рождаемости резко уменьшается. То же самое для Българии и Украины, кстати.
So older people are less familiar with high-tech gadgets.
И взрослые люди, они не так знакомы с хай-тек технологией.
But still, there are those who buy products.
Но у них деньги, так что...
Okay. So now you might think that high-tech advertising is no problem. So for the mature advertising market, it's going to be business as usual.
Так что для взрослые люди, для это рекламный бизнес все как надо.
Well, I hope you're right, because so I'll be able to keep my copywriter job.
И он очень рад, потому что он будет продолжать работать как копирайтер. А то, что я забыл сказать в начале, что Джованни не только профессор, он тоже работает в рекламни агентства как копирайтер. I would like to say that I forgot to say that you are not only academician but professional working in advertising agencies as copywriter.
I'm strategic consultant too, but...
Стратегическое консультирование, если вы хотите... Он просто замечательный стратегический планер. You are the first in the strategic planning, so they can consult you.
Oh, well, yeah, ready. So I won't lose my job. I can leave my copywriter job.
Okay, но если что-то делаете...
Before 2010.
Если что-то делаете, давайте 10% коррумпирована България. 10% for the corrupted Bulgarian.
He's my manager, actually.
No. He's my boss.
So, but here we go with prophecy number 2.
Второе предсказание.
Is socially responsible advertising.
Социально отговорная реклама.
Okay, this prophecy goes from 2003 to 2050.
Значи, это предсказание 2003 до 2050 год.
And as you can see, this is a quotation from European Advertising Communication Agencies Association, sorry.
Да.
Okay, so if we go on with current production and consumption patterns, 2 planets will be needed by 2050. So come on, get ready for 2 planets.
Значи, если мы продолжаем с этой продукцией, которую мы сейчас создаем, у нас будет 2 планеты. Давай, не очень хорошо получился перевод. I didn't catch the meaning anyway.
Oh, okay.
Can you explain it another way?
Yeah, okay. According to that report, let's go back. Okay.
Yes.
There is too much production and consumption, which means that if we keep on consuming as we are doing now, the resources, we will need 2 planets to have enough resources.
Мы покупаем, консумируем так много вещей, после, скажем, 2050 год у нас, скажем, 2 планеты. Да, поняли? Окей. А почему же... Не надо перевести. Понимаете все? Okay, they understand everything, so
Oh, so you do? We don't need them.
thanks. Thank you, people.
Okay, guys, how many of you would like to have a translation or no translation at all? No translation at all? How many of you? Come on, I want to be sure we get in touch, we understand each other, so then you will give me questions.
Ето, такой плохой перевод был, что вы у вас не нуждаете са. Это то, что вы хотели сказать.
Okay, we try to go down and let's do something. I'll try to go slower as possible. Then if there is something you cannot get, because I told you English is not my native language, so it's terrible. So you just raise your hand and ask for, yeah? So we all know that sustainable consumption is one of the main issues in our planet's agenda. It's not just EACA that's saying so, it's even United Nations. There is an environmental program. And actually, the advertising business community is involved too, as a consultant for the United Nations Environmental Program. So, what the European Association of Communication Agencies is trying to do is to increase awareness about advertising. Oops. He wants the stage. This is a problem. So, I was saying European Association of Communication Agencies is trying to increase awareness about advertising as a strategic tool to inform consumers and brands too about sustainability issues. Right? And, hold on, I find the thing. I think, you see, there is a quotation from Mike Longerstaff, Mike Erickson. He's actually saying this. Companies, their brands, and their most visible manifestation, advertising, are responsible for guaranteeing well-being on the planet. So, the advertising industry in the developed markets is facing this too. So, we should take care, we should have a closer look to that too, because I need to know if I have to change my career into the World Wildlife Fund activist, because I know. So let's have a closer look to some facts. Fact number one, it's according to JFK research in 2003, Europeans agree they are exposed to far too much advertising. Actually, in Europe, during the 70s, let's say, it was kind of, attitude towards advertising was kind of, they didn't like it too much. They were kind of social aware about the problem of persuasion, hidden persuaders, and manipulation of reality, whatever it is, consumerism, blah, blah, blah. But the things are changing. People like advertising. They take it as a part of everyday life. But they think it's too much. Which means if we want to educate people for sustainability through advertising, we have to face this problem. It's about 85% in Italy, 85% they think there is too much advertising. Okay? Then, another fact is, if we want to educate people through brands, we have to take into consideration that not everybody believe in brands. As you can see, Yankelowit's report in 2004 says that only 4% of American consumers completely trust major companies. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? And then the other problem is that probably there are too many brands. In 2003, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office issued 140,000 trademarks, which means 100,000 more than in 1983, according to these sources wired to 2004. And so everybody's trying to get the same people, the same consumer. So how can we make it? How can we educate? I'll just try to find this thing about moral myopia because it's really, really interesting. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is there are some obstacles that won't help to accomplish the sustainability mission. And, when we are talking about too much advertising, we must realize that it's not easy to stand out from such a cognitive clutter. I mean, you cannot stick in the people's mind, right? And as I said, the goodwill toward brands is not at its maximum level. Despite of this, there is more and more brands. And, there is people in the market talking about instant brands. Instant branding. Is there this technique over here too? Well, right. Instant brands may be not ready to survive as long as Coca-Cola, but well determined to grab consumer attention using all the communication weapons they have access to. Which means it's not just too much advertising, but more. People trying to grab people's attention. And as everybody know, attention is a scarce resource. And all economists can tell you if the resource is scarce, it costs much more money. You get it? And more, how can we be sure that all brands are ready to conjugate profits and social responsibility? And do we think that responsible consumption would be a real issue in the emerging markets with millions of consumers willing to reach our consumption levels? Just think about China, India. Well, I don't know. It's puzzling me. And another issue, which is really interesting for us, we work and teach to young people and work in the business, is professional moral myopia. I'll try to define the thing using the words of an American research. Simply, advertising practitioners' moral myopia, as defined by Drumwhite and Murphy, two American scholars, is as a distortion of moral vision, ranging from short sight to near blindness, which affects an individual's perception of an ethical dilemma. Moral myopia hinders moral issues from coming clearly into focus, particularly those that are not proximate. And it can be so severe that it might render a person effectively morally blind. So, actually, my question is, how many advertising practitioners will be ready to correct their moral sight in order to save this planet? Well, I don't know. So, but, you see, when I was talking about Nostradamus, usually Nostradamus is supposed to give you prophecies about catastrophes, things coming over, and I just simply give you an idea, which is the power of information in a way of what's going on. Actually, we realize that in the mature markets, there is, let's say, a crisis or something is changing, and somebody is thinking that the things are going like a show to you. But I got another prophecy, which is, future is never as straightforward as we are led to believe. So this is why I want to propose you my own prophecy. Okay, personally, I agree with the French sociologist Jean Baudrillard. I think it's hard to give to reality the shape you want. Okay? So, my question is, why to follow gurus? Predictions? Prophecies? Our job is basically about the use of knowledge and creativity in order to make the best out of our clients' budget. right? This is the basic idea. So we have to invent new solution. And as far as I've learned during these years in the profession, it has to be the most creative and cost-efficient solution. I know that marketing people, if there are any marketing people in the audience or company director, are going to be pleased by that. They're going to love me. But this means we have to be ethical too. I mean, as the French say, ça va sans dire, that advertising business is less and less a job for communication wizards. You know, those guys just coming around and make miracles for you, or just increase just give me your money, or I'll put you on TV and your sales will rise. Yeah, wizard, they promise miracles. But especially advertisers are aware that it's not a job for wizards anymore. So being unethical, which means not ethical, is not just bad, but it's stupid too, because you lose money. Can you get the point? Yes? No? Okay. Well, then another thing is that, this is my suggestion actually, that if they are talking too much about the ultimate solution for the advertising business, I don't know over here, in Italy, for example, everybody, if you read any paper or magazine, those advertising magazine, there's always someone who's telling you the new thing, the new media hype. Now the new media hype is UMTS, the new media, personal media, as I said. But I don't know if it will work. But if they're talking too much about it, that's not a solution anymore. So there is no sense in jumping on the last new media trend, because if you're doing it, other agencies or brands are doing it, which means there is no sense to spend time and money just to join the clutter. So keep in mind what an old guru said: if it works, it's obsolete. So my suggestion, my prophecy is just innovate. Okay? Are you sure? So, are you ready for the game? It wasn't too boring, was it? Okay. So, mark your favorite. Have you got this paper with some? Have you got it? The one with the. I don't find it anymore. Well, it must be somewhere over here. I don't know. Have you got the paper with the questions, with the boxes? And show it to me. Show. Yeah, that one. Perfect. So mark your favorite prophecy on the paper you have. Okay? Then two nice ladies will come around, get your choice, and you'll get your prize. Okay? So ladies, are you ready for picking up the things? I think Time Crystal helped me.
Сейчас будет стимулирование сбита и self-promotion одновременно, так что вам будут дарить какие-то очень интересные вещи. Читайте внимательно. Но в обмен на эту анкету.
Okay, so if the ladies come around and when you mark the thing, the ladies, they will take your paper.
Это две красиви студентки. Можете пройти по эти замечательни професионалисти, чтобы дали им награда для анкеты. Сейчас они придут.
In the meantime, I'm ready for your questions and comments. I mean, I just, it's lunchtime, so I just deliver you some virtual pizza, just in case.
Это виртуальная пицца там, потому что сейчас обедное время. Если вы проголодались.
Well, I come from Italy. Pizza, mandolino. Berlusconi again. So, any question? Come on, don't. I mean, just use the language you like. I mean, Chinese too, maybe. No question?
May I ask you?
Yeah. What's on the top of the pizza?
No. Is this some particular Italian pizza, some brand as a pizza? Это специфическая итальянская пицца или что-то вроде?
No, I think this is a simple margarita.
Margarita?
Just like my wife's name.
Читали этот роман Булгакова? Это мастер, но он не пришел в Москве, а пришел в Донецке. Какая-то новая версия. I'm just speaking of a very famous Russian book, Master and Margarita of Bulgakov.
Yeah, I know that.
So I said, you are the master coming not in Moscow but in Donetsk.
Right.
And you are finding the most beautiful Ukrainian girl there.
Well, actually,
and you started to write a book, and you burned the book, but this very brave Ukrainian lady managed to save. Понимаете?
Well,
он начинал писать книга по рекламе, хотел уничтожить, но эта украинская девушка успела спасти как Маргарита, и после этого уничтожила апартамент этот литературного критика Латунского. Помните? Но это было в Донецке.
Well, about the issue, we still don't know who's the master in the family, I must tell you. Who's the master in the family, we still don't know.
Но это кто мастер в семействе, это другое дело. Это всегда украинцы мастера. I'm saying that all the Ukrainians are the masters everywhere.
So in any case, I hope you get the copy of my official speech. What I wanted to do is just try to make information more appealing for you. But if you like to read the paper, the 7 pages paper, and I really appreciate if you send your comments, and if you need further information, whatever it is, you just send me an email. I will answer back for sure.
Bravo! Bravo!
I should write grazie too, but thank you very much. I hope everybody's got his own. I didn't expect so many people, so I would make more pens for the time. Have a nice lunch then.
Thanks. Я только хотел сказать, что в 4 часа, там потому что не будет презентация для Балтийского фестиваля, и Максим попросил меня, чтобы я сделал презентацию. Придите, будет секси садизм в рекламе. Секси садизм, это будет самая садистическая... Берите там кондоми, которые дают. Так что будет просто здорово. И не буду говорить по-русски, потому что очень много там порнушка по... Так что приезжайте, дорогие друзья. Giovanni.